I've just beaten Gotham Knights with a friend all the way through, and I have to say it's one of the worst, if not the worst, superhero games I've ever played. No exaggeration, it's literally how I feel. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not to say that the technical issues or everything else is the main issue. It's just everything put together into this disgusting mess, which makes me just so upset every time I think about it. It's ridiculous. First of all, I feel like this is the worst in-game Batman story in a long time. The Bat family is cool. I like their commentary together, but other than that, the Court of Owls was just a joke. Talia was a joke. The reveals at the end, I'm gonna spoil everything because I don't give a fuck about this game. The reveals at the end were just pointless. And the gameplay, while not bad, it's also not good. I feel like if you're gonna change from the Arkham style gameplay, which is what they seem like what they wanted to do, because they wanted to be different, you should probably try to make it better, or at least not worse. And it's definitely not better, it's worse. It's slow, clunky, and it doesn't feel great to play. They had this weak little kind of like skill multiplier or attack multiplier, where if you press it in like a flow, like in Batman, you can do more damage, you get more combo, but it feels off all the time. I've never gotten it to feel like it's good, and it's just why. The abilities all suck for every character. I tried every character, no, not for me. And when you play this game over and over again, I really just got down to using one or two moves over and over again, which is fine. Like if it felt good, it'll be fine like in Batman, but it doesn't feel good. So it's just the worst. Now the story. But before I get to the story, let's talk about the open world. Now, they decided to make this the whole quote-unquote Gotham, right? It feels so empty, even though there's people outside. I don't know how, but it feels emptier and less Gotham-like than any other Arkham games. That's one. The characters, people outside say stuff to the characters, and it's just the same thing over and over again. It gets exhausting. Then the grind, the random map events they want you to do every night, because you go out every night to patrol. Tedious. And yeah, that's the same thing you're gonna do over and over again, unless you want to just dive straight into the story and try to beat it, which you probably should if you just care about the story or care about Batman in general. You probably should just do that if you want to get anything out of this, because if you play this game trying to grind for stuff, then you're gonna be disappointed, because they have the loosey grindy system that all these other games have, and it just extends the gameplay to the point where it's just annoying. The bat cycle is ass. It's just no crashing, you just fucking stop and you gotta bounce off stuff, and it's ass. Not fast. It's not fast or slow. It's like you just going one speed at a constant rate. It sucks. Collectibles all suck. Batarangs and fucking like hidden like compartments all over the place. Stupid. But that's not even my biggest issues. The gear is pointless and all. I get that. I understand that, but that's not even my biggest issue. My biggest issue at the end of the day was some of the dumb tropes and bad writing they had in the story. Like, I'm playing this just trying to get some sort of enjoyment out of it. Hopefully like some type of Batman story was going to be appealing to me, and it wasn't. I literally cringed, felt pain, and just was hurt at the mere sight of seeing, spoiler alert, Bruce come back to life, then immediately being killed 5 minutes later. After they killed him initially in the beginning of the game, making it pointing to let you know that Bruce Wayne is dead. Now, I'm not an idiot. I know the Lazarus Pit is a thing, and I expected that halfway through this game, my friend also expected it too, that Bruce is going to probably bring back to life at some point. But the way they went about it is terrible. It made his sacrifice in the end of the game feel lackluster, pointless, and then his sacrifice at the end of the game felt unneeded, unnecessary, and unwarranted, and it just felt like it was rushed. I don't know how I could feel rushed when this game was about 30 hours long, but the ending needed help. Talia al Ghul as the final boss fight is ass. Bruce, technically the boss fight was fun, but it's only because it was Bruce fucking it's Batman. You want to fight Batman? You probably fight Batman. That's cool. But other than that, you just get disappointment of just seeing the people who are the Court of Owls and like, oh, I wonder who that could be. And you don't know none of these people. You're like, oh, I don't care. And it's just like you meet Lucius Fox, and it's just like he just becomes like a quest giver on top of a roof. And it's just like, why are we just like taking these iconic characters and just turning them into like pointless nothings? Everything just like nothing. Only characters that felt impactful or I felt connections to were the main cast, which is great. Kudos to that. But everything else just felt empty and bland compared to once again, the Arkham series. And they made sure to damn not let you know that this is Arkham series by calling it Gotham Knights and etc. But man, oh man, I just felt so goddamn hurt by this fucking game. And it shouldn't have been this way. I had no expectations for this game. Once I saw the issues that came out before the game came out, the frame rate, only 2-player co-op when there's 4 characters that you can select, like all these weird things that they did and choices that they made because they wanted you to only have one resolution, the highest resolution they could possibly get, and they wanted to have all these weird graphical things in the game. Sure, whatever, but no, this is the worst superhero game I've played because it's boring. Boring is worse than being a bad game and being a good game. Because if you're a bad game, you can get some enjoyment out of it being bad. If it's just fucking boring, you're literally getting nothing. And I got nothing for most of this game. Hours spent. Only entertainment I got was for the person I was playing with. That's it. I made fun of this game more often than enjoying the moments. And when I tried to, it was just filled with nothing but disappointment. What the fuck? Like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. How do you make Batman boring? I guess they showed me that you can't.